In the green valley of Bovari, there was a place called Clear River Farm. A quiet, peaceful place where the river ran clear and the finest geese in the land lived without fear. And at the heart of it all was Mr. Hans. A gentle old man with a thick white beard and a deep love for every creature he cared for. Each morning, he walked down to the water's edge to greet his geese by name. His warm laughter drifted softly across the valley. But that spring felt different. Not because of the weather, but because Mr. Hans had begun to feel the weight of his years. His hands, once steady and sure, now start to tremble. His steps grew slower. And in the quiet moments, he worried that the strength he'd always relied on was slipping away. And that no one would continue the legacy he had built. His children didn't want the farm. And without someone to tend it, the geese, the fields, the clear river he loved so dearly, might one day fall silent. The thought pressed heavily on his heart. Thus, one gentle morning, Mr. Hans decided to see who could truly carry his hope forward. He called his 2 young workers, Lukas and Eric, boys he had taught and trusted in small matters. He told them he would be leaving for a short while. Each would care for part of his flock. Eric was entrusted with 10 young geese, while Lukas was given 5 skittish breeders. Then Mr. Hans gave them one simple instruction: take good care of them. And with that, the test began. Eric chose the easiest way he could think of. He kept his geese in a small fenced patch beneath the shade of a tree and let them search for whatever food and water they could find. He checked on them only long enough to make sure none had wandered off. Over the weeks, their feathers dulled, their eggs grew smaller, and their bright eyes lost their spark. But Eric didn't worry. As long as all 10 were still there, he believed he had done enough. Lukas, on the other hand, felt a tug of responsibility in his chest. These weren't just geese, they were Mr. Hans's pride, his memories, his life's work. So Lukas cared for them with all his heart. He repaired an old wooden trough and filled it with cool fresh water so they could bathe and stay healthy. He fed them rich grains and soft seeds each day, and every morning he led them to the grassland where the sunlight fell gently. He watched them closely to make sure each one stayed strong and content. Soon, the geese began to thrive. Their feathers gleamed, their happy calls drifted across the fields, and every morning, Lukas found more eggs resting warmly in the straw. But Lukas didn't stop there. He remembered the dream Mr. Hans once shared, to see the farm filled with new life again. So he gathered old boards, lamps, and warm cloth from the shed, and built a small incubator. He chose the best eggs from several days' laying, and every day, he checked the warmth, the air, and the tiny fluttering life inside each shell. Until one quiet morning, a faint little peep broke the silence. A month later, Mr. Hans returned. The valley looked the same, but his heart beat heavy with hope and worry. Eric was the first to show his work. All 10 geese were still there, but they were thin, tired, and dull. Mr. Hans nodded gently, but sadness settled in his eyes. Then he walked to Lukas's pen and stopped in his tracks. There stood 5 strong mother geese, surrounded by 27 lively goslings, rushing, peeping, splashing in clear water. Lukas had multiplied what he'd been given, not through luck, but through care. A soft, joyful laugh rose from Mr. Hans, warm and bright, like sunshine breaking through clouds. He placed a hand on Lukas' shoulder and said,
"You didn't just help them safe, you helped them grow. That's the true trust."
And on that day, Mr. Hans passed the future of Clear River Farm to the young man who had worked with heart, with patience, and with love. From then on, the farm was never quiet again. The honking of geese, the rush of the river, and the steady hum of honest work filled the valley with life. Because when something is cared for with honesty and love, it always multiplies.